This is Linda from Linda's Stitchens, and today we're going to talk about creating these dual hearts with a radial fill. This is done using Premier+2 Ultra, and that's what the video is done using. It can be done in My Sew-Net Platinum, but you'll have to make some changes to accommodate it because it works just a little bit differently. Premier+ Ultra or 60 Professional. Basically, those are going to work pretty much the same as what I'm doing in the Premier+2 Ultra. So, some of the things you're going to learn about is using shapes in the Draw tab of Create, duplicating a design, moving the center orientation of a spiral fill to give you the effect, modify your density, copy a design from Create and put it into the Embroidery Module, use the Modify tab to get rid of extra jumps when you're adding lettering. We're going to use, again, Premier+2 Ultra. It can be done in My Sew-Net Platinum, Premier+ Ultra, or 60 Professional, and you'll just have to adjust it accordingly. Now, you can sew this out on anything you want. I chose to sew it out on cardstock, so I didn't list any supplies here. I used a piece of heavy tearaway stabilizer on the bottom. You could use a cutaway. Then with the cardstock, and then I used the 100 by 100 hoop, and I used a clear and melt on top because I wanted to keep my letters from sinking down into the cardstock itself. That's personal preference again. So it's up to you what you want to do. Okay, so let's get started in creating these two hearts. Very simple to do, but we're going to do it in Create. So to do it, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Create module, which is the little flower down here at the bottom. I'm going to pick on Start a New Design with No Picture and do Next. I'm going to leave it for the Draw window. I'm going to do Next. The 100 by 100 hoop. Finish. And now I can choose my shapes. My grid lines are set for approximately 10 millimeters apart. If you don't remember how to do that, that's in the View tab, and I've got it set for 10 millimeters. I'm going to go back to the Draw. Now I want to choose my heart. So over here in the Shapes, I'm going to select Shapes, and I get all kinds of different options here, and I want to come down here, down towards the number 31. And you have two ways to draw your heart, starting in the center and going out, or you can start in the upper left corner. So I'm going to start in the upper left corner, just because I like the way that ends up being. It keeps everything kind of proportional. I'm going to hold my Control key down, click, hold, and drag. That's a pretty good size. So he's about, 10, 20, 25, about 50 across, 10, 20, 30, 40, and about the same thing going up and down. So that works perfect for me. So we're going to go back over to the Quick Create tab. I'm going to change my color to a red instead of the blue. And I want, instead of pattern fill here, I want to actually choose on radial fill. I don't want a satin line. I want a double stitch because I want this to kind of stand out a little bit. I can click on Quick Stitch, and then you want to take your mouse and you want to move it. Now, see, if you can't ever get rid of that little no sign, you can always come in here and blow it up a little bit, right mouse click, and now I should be able to click on Quick Stitch and grab it. See how I've got an arrow now? That's what you want. We're going to do OK, and I now have that heart. So now what I'm going to do is I need to change the density on this a little bit. So it depends on what you have your stuff set up for, but to change this, I'm going to do a right mouse button, right mouse again, and I'm going to change this so he's a little bit more dense, so the number is going to be lower. So I'm going to change it to about 15. So I'm going to live with that one, and now I want to put a duplicate one. So I'm going to go to the Home tab. I'm going to click on Box Select, and I'm going to duplicate it. So it kind of puts it here. So you see I can drag it, but I want it to be a different color. So I'm going to click on Radial Fill, the first Radial Fill, right mouse, insert a color change, and I'm going to change this one to a pink. So I have choices now. I can have these being two different colors, or I can leave them the same color. That's going to be personal preference, and I'm going to zoom to fit so I can see the whole thing again. So now what I want to do is I need to get these lined up so that I have them like I want them. But right now, they're kind of not in the center, and I want them both in the center. I'll make so that my center point where I want everything to meet is right here. So you'll see what I mean here. I'm going to move this one up here a little bit, and I'm going to move this one in. Now, if you want to get rid of this drawing in the back now, you can go to the View tab, slide that out of your way, and now you don't have that drawing in your way. It's still part of everything, but it's gone. So I'm going to move that one up there, and I'm going to move this one so he's about, I'm going to use that center grid line about like that. Maybe I want it out just a little bit more. I'm going to go out just a little bit, and I'm going to take this. So it's going to be personal preference. The point that you need to have is that this point is going to be a center point for you doing your orientation of the way this is going to set up. So you just have to keep that in mind. So that looks pretty good. It's going to be however you want to do this. But I'm going to right mouse button now. And see the little orange O? I'm going to take and I'm going to move that to the center. And having that so that I know that that's the center point of the whole thing, it'll make it really easy to do this one. So I'm clicked on this other heart. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it into that center point again. And that's what gives me that effect that I was looking for, with almost like a little starburst in the center. And that's basically all there is to it. So we're going to go in and we can go and we can save the design. You can call it heart, you can save it whatever you want to. I'm not going to. You can also export it. You can send it straight to your machine if you want to. Now I've got this design created, and I want to make sure that I'm going to go over to Premier+, or to my main part of my software. So I'm going to click the down arrow here. Now, if you have the new software, it's just a matter of clicking on it and moving it to the new format. But I'm going to do copy embroidery, and I now have it. It's not in this clipboard. This clipboard is only to save EDO files between EDO or create modules. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to pick on my Premier+, where the original design is. And of course, we don't want that one. We want to make that one gone. So I'm going to go home and I'm going to select all, and I'm going to make that one just completely disappear because we're going to paste the new one. And I'm going to do paste, and there's the new one I just created. And again, this is going to be personal preference of where you want those hearts to intersect. So I'm going to leave it like this. I want my grid lines back, so I'm going to go to View. I'm going to click on Show Grid. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to make sure that my design is centered in the hoop. Now I want to add my Happy Valentine's Day, which is down in here. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to the Letter tab, and I chose Line Block, and the size I wanted, I started with 3 and then decided that 3 was too little. So I went to 5, and I hit Apply, and I moved it right here. Now what I want to do is I actually want to take this, and I'm going to do some changes to it, because remember how it always goes and does all those little clips between all the letters. I'm going to actually take this and I'm going to go home. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to open up my Modify module, and I'm going to do New. So we have a nice new one. I'm going to do Paste. It's going to convert this automatically into stitches. It's just okay. We're going to do okay. And I want to take, and I'm going to, it doesn't matter where it's at. But see all the little trim commands? Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to fix that real quick. We're going to go to the Modify module, and I'm going to click on Trim Commands and the drop-down arrow, and I'm going to say Remove All Trims. Makes them all gone. Now I'm going to add them back in. 2 trim commands got added here and here. So all of these are going to sew at one time. I don't have to turn my cutter off on my machine. It makes it really nice. It's automatically going to stop at the end, but now I won't have that jump stitch that goes from here to here if I turn my cutter off. So now I need to go back home, box select, or select all visible. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to copy, and I'm going to come back over here to the main part of my software. And I'm going to do Paste. So I no longer have all those little jump stitches. Now, what you sew it on, that's personally up to you. Again, we've got 2 colors there. I can change those colors if I want to. I could change one to purple or something if I wanted. So let's go do that. So now all you need to do is go and save it and export it, and you're done. That's all there is to it. And as always, thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the Linda Stitchens YouTube channel, like and share the videos. We always welcome comments after you stitch it out. please post a picture into the Premier+2, Premier+ and 60 users group, or into my Linda Stitchens group, which you can join. Don't forget to make sure you tell people where you found the video at, and hope to see some of them sewn out. Thanks.